I know.
Why does it feel like that?
I don't know.
It's been a long weekend.
Has.
Ta-da!
Good morning.
It's Liz, look! Liz is not on jury duty. Hi, welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I think I do need to turn it a little towards me. Sorry. Ready? Oh.
It works.
I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in Hazy because we have an orange air quality and I don't think it's going to be pouring rain today. We'll see. Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
My sister was just talking this weekend about how there's really bad air quality where she is in Illinois, and they were hoping that to still have sports and stuff. And I was thinking, we don't have any of that down here yet, and now we do.
It
probably not as bad as Illinois,
yesterday, it was just, it looked hazy all day, and it was.
And like I feel like it's not super bad, but looking out there, it looks like it's golden hour shadows a little bit, which is that's the haze from the Canadian wildfires. Even though we're way down in North Carolina, but we're in Western North Carolina. So I've learned recently it's a really big state. So long this way.
It is.
You know. Anyway, so when people are like, "Oh, North Carolina," blah, 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 I'm like, that's nowhere near us. Yeah. So anyway, it's Tuesday, and Liz is here. We're warning everybody that she might be gone for jury duty, and she went and did her duty with that yesterday. And it was like, I feel like at lunchtime it was like, oh, one side wants you, and then the other side didn't. So, woo! I'm telling your story.
Yeah, I got seated, got to sit in the comfy chairs. And
you found you didn't like, or the comfy
chairs
weren't made for you.
They're made for taller people.
I just picture you in a chair like this because it's like pushing you forward.
So it was funny because after we came back from lunch, one of the other girls who was on the juror panel at the same time, she asked the bailiff because she'd been asked, if you're sitting in the jury pool still, can you get up and go to the bathroom? And so the bailiff was like, yes, if you're still in the pool, you can get up and go to the bathroom, but come back, really fast. And then one of the people on the juror panel goes, well, can we do that? And she was like, well, you got to ask. And sitting in the comfy chairs has a downside. So yeah,
you had to. Excuse me. What?
Yeah, I was done by 2:30, so I came back here and
went home.
Yeah.
So, so we're grateful to have her this week, and it's the case's loss, but our gain.
Yeah.
So we do get to film this week. Is long story long, but yeah. So,
but we do have we won't film on Thursday. We'll be filming on Friday.
Yeah, we do have a caveat or just a bump in the schedule.
Yeah.
Instead, the Dear Becky and Lizzie, we still plan on filming it, but we'll be doing that on Friday. I don't think I have anything else crazy going on Friday morning. Yeah. So anyway, so if you don't see a post from us on Thursday, everything's okay.
Don't panic.
Don't panic, if possible. We can't tell you how to feel, but We'll put something out on Friday. The issue with publishing on Friday is depends on how many people come in for help and things like that. So,
It'll go up sometime on Friday.
Sometime. We hope. Anyway, so what we usually do, I'm like, wait, what do we do next? What we usually do on Tuesdays, which is our Monday, so bear with us, is check in about progress or things that happen. And we had our virtual sit and stitch this weekend. So some people who join our virtual sit and stitch saw us in our progress only a couple days ago. Heads up that the next Sunday dual platform virtual sit and stitch will be August 20th. And the next temporary date, fairly positive, not quite, we don't have a sign up yet, for Fairy Hair is going to be September 2nd. That all feels like it's a million miles away, but it's not. So, and I was going to say something else, and I think it's gone.
That wouldn't ever be.
That never happens. So, no, so we saw, I was going to talk about, we had, I want to say 13 or 14 states represented.
Say it was 14 states.
It's 14 states and 2 other countries. I put it all in the newsletter. Carol kept a running tab for us. And of those 14 states, at least 2 of them had people from multiple areas of those states. So if we're going to count like cities and stuff, we're pushing 20, which was kind of awesome. So not all at once necessarily, but throughout the course of 4 hours, I thought that was pretty cool. So, anyway, before that goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Because I'm talking too long. Shocker. Liz, tell us about how you've been doing since the last check-in.
So, this weekend and during Sit and Stitch Sunday, I made 2 dresses and a pair of pants.
Oh, is this one of your
This is one of my new dresses.
Amish dresses for...
Mennonite hippie.
Mennonite hippie, that's what it was. Mennonite hippie dresses for jury duty in case she had to sit there for several days.
I did pull my pockets up because, it's work, but
but why can't you pull your pockets up for jury duty? I still don't get that.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I didn't.
It's a personal thing. It's fine.
I
like
pockets.
The color of that. It's
brown. It's
like brown, but it's almost a grello-y brown.
Yeah, it's
pretty.
And I think it's because of the when natural linen is got that sheen to it. Mm-hmm. It's hard to in some lights it looks brown, and in some lights it has a greeny brown to it.
It's kind of like a raw umber brown. Yeah. If I had to go with paint colors.
And then for those that wanted to see what I looked like when I went to jury duty. Oops, I got there we go.
You got the glare from the windows.
There we go. So I was just very...
Mennonite hippie.
And...
Nailed it.
So, and then I was what am I going to take to work on when I have, time to work on during jury duty? So I wound a ball of llama lace and... got some needles, and I'm almost done with this row, so I'm going to finish it so then I can show everybody.
She's vamping.
Yeah, sort of, whatever. So anyway, I started work on one of my Christmas presents that needs to be getting done. Anyway, it's a scarf for my dad, and it's just plain garter, and it's llama lace, which is a fingering weight on a number 9 needle, so it's almost see-through.
I can see you through it.
Yeah. And...
so it'll be a lightweight scarf for him because he's in Texas, right?
Yep. I did everything from here.
All that was at jury duty yesterday?
Jury duty yesterday.
That's fantastic.
Except for 3 or 4 rows that I started just to have...
have started. Yeah. That's absolutely fantastic. Very cool.
Yep. It'll be just a fun plain scarf. I'm doing it in garter because it won't curl.
Yeah, that's true. It will lie flat and be reversible and all those good things.
Yeah. And
that's why a scarf is good for your first knitting project.
And technically, it'll be warmer than you'd think because it's garter.
Because that's a little thicker and squishier.
It has more sides for air bubbles to attach to.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I have this picture of air. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, I learned that when I was doing research into wedding ring shawls.
Okay.
Not that I'm going to make a wedding ring shawl. There are Shetland Island wedding ring shawls, and then there are Orenburg shawls, which are from Orenburg, Russia, and it's in the mountains. And I found out that for locals, they make them in garter, do all the lace patterns and everything in garter because it's warmer than stockinette. Because it has more little crevices for air bubbles to.
And the whole deal with the wedding shawls is it's teeny tiny yarn.
Teeny tiny yarn.
You can fit it through a wedding ring when you
Yep.
Even though it's because it's really thin, right? But okay, so that makes sense. It can be thin and warm.
Yes. Well, and if it's stockinette, there aren't a lot of cubby holes for the little air bubbles to fit into.
Stockinette is flatter. It's thinner and flatter feeling than garter. Yeah.
Yep. And garter has ridges on both sides to where you can get lots of little air bubbles, down. Yeah.
That's kind of what down, and that's why a chainette is supposed to be so warm, is the air can get trapped inside the tube, even though it looks really thin. If you let it fluff on a bigger needle, it will be warm then. So even if it doesn't look like my reluctant homeschooler cardigan might look thinner because the chainette will stretch a little bit, but it's fluffy, so it'll trap air. And not fluffy like fuzzy, although it's getting fuzzy because that's life.
The fuzz of life.
The fuzz of life. That's what pilling is. Not pilling. It's just the fuzz of life.
I
like that now.
The science of, is yarn going to be warm, or it all depends on how you knit it and what size needles you knit it, and
chainette cotton that we have in the shop, the Cumulus, is a lot warmer than you think cotton should be. So when someone's like, I want cotton because it's summery, the Cumulus, it's soft and it's actually kind of warm, and some of that's the chainette construction of it, trapping air in the middle, Some of
it's also the fact that it's worsted weight.
And it's thicker,
yeah,
but it's not twist thicker. So I don't know, like this is worsted weight, but...
That looks so cute.
I'm wearing a little bandana, it's so cute. Are you done with your weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to start on me until...
Because I didn't do anything last night, so...
Yeah. I wouldn't have expected you to. You had a long day. You did all that knitting yesterday. I mean, come on. Okay. So I made samples with... Not this. I'm just moving this stuff out of the way. I made samples with the Coastal Cotton Ocean Mist, because that's our yarn of the week. I was like, what can I do with one skein? So, A, not use up too much inventory, because we're already out of 2 colors. Thank you all for buying. And B, like, one skein projects. Why not? Especially, it's thicker cotton, but I think it's actually going to make some nice summery tops for people, even though it's, like, worsted weight. The Cumulus is labeled as worsted weight, which is not what we're talking about here. But it's actually really happy on a size 10.
Yeah.
I would almost classify it needle-wise as chunky.
Yeah.
Even though by thickness, yardage, whatever the yarn company wants to classify by, it's a worsted. Neither here nor there. Let's move on to the Coastal Cotton. This is what I had left over from the little bandana.
So you could almost make 2.
Well, that's what I was going to find out. I'm turning this guy back on again. So this bandana has little like string ties on the bottom and everything, and I was going to look up the name of it before we came on, and I didn't. So I can't tell you off the top of my head right now. If you can do me a favor when you reach the end of your row, if you could go on Instagram, we can find the name of this on my Instagram. Oh, you're not even finishing your row. That's so sweet. There's 42 grams of this left out of 100 grams for this. So I could make another one of these if I was making like the kid size. Like if you wanted to make a mommy and daughter matching bandanas. Yarn Chicken, you might fail at Yarn Chicken because only 42 grams left, not 50. But I could do the math on how much yardage that, although I was looking at crochet bags I could make with this, and I found one by Rachie Newen that was a dragon scale dice bag, and it was like, oh, it's only 109 yards, and then I opened up the pattern because it's a free pattern, and it said 3 skeins of that 109 yards, so the dice bag will take 300 yards, never mind. But all right, can I show you where on Instagram? Oh, you found it. I didn't even need to tell her to find it. This is, I put it, the Sweet Sage Bandana by, it's Tzigns, Tzigns. It's someone whose name begins with T, and I can never remember it. Like, if I looked up the pattern, I could tell you, but this is the Sweet Sage Bandana. It's got these little picot things that aren't really super complicated picots, actually. Like, I think they were pretty easy to make. This could be a class in September, maybe, if I'm looking for fun little crochet things. So, did not use a whole skein, but did use just over half. The other thing, my knit sample, I made the Annie Hall handbag. I found a few issues with the pattern, but nothing that stopped me from making it. There were some numbers in it that I kind of had to fudge, or like the handle, which looks bigger online, and it might, if it stretches or something, get bigger, was only 10 stitches bound off and then 12 stitches added on, depending on how you're reading the pattern. It's just big enough for me to put my hand through. Like, if I had bigger hands, I might want to make a bigger handle.
You might want to cast off more than 10.
So, but it's got small and large sizes, and then wide and narrow widths. And I did the large size. What the? I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh,
look, my
it's a good sized bag.
It's a good. Well, also because it's taller. I think the repetitions of it are taller than the sample photo. But yeah, this is the large size, but the narrow width. So it's only about 10 stitches across here. The wider one is 17. And the length here is the larger length. Both the small and large tell you to do the same number of repeats for height. And again, he's 102 grams with his stuffing. So the pattern says you should have enough yardage in one of these to do both the small and large, narrow or wide. I only had this much left though. I think she made a shorter bag, and when she wrote up the instructions, her math might have been a little funky on it. But I actually like this because I could put like books and a small project in it. And it's not super complicated. The toughest part was when you make a really small flat bottom and then you pick up stitches around the edge. That's the toughest part, is picking up the stitches around the edge. And I was just able to do it for the narrow version with 16-inch circulars. So either you'd use double points or 2 circulars or magic loop if 16-inch ones aren't working for you or too small. I only have 7 grams of this left. I still haven't cut it and sewn my ends in on this one. This one's fully functional, sewed my ends in.
I would say if you're going to make the full-size repeats and everything
and the wider
width, I'd get 2 balls just to make sure.
Just to be on the safe side. Or I wouldn't make it as high. Because, again, hers, I feel like the handles were, like, in here somewhere. It wasn't this tall, but I kind of like having the height of this. I like
the depth, because you could definitely put a pair of sock projects.
Yeah, or you could put a small book in here to carry somewhere, like, it may or may not be able to fit a tablet, depending on if it's, like, an iPad mini would definitely fit in here, that kind of thing. And it's a simple texture. Like, after picking up stitches around the bottom, like that, again, that was the hardest part of it. Other than picking up stitches around the bottom, it's all knits and purls and maybe some slipping stitches. So, Annie Hall handbag. Really liked it. And it was fun. I was worried the texture wouldn't show off the colors really well. You still have the sides to see how it would look in stockinette. This was Angel's Beach. We are totally out of Angel's Beach. Totally out of it. We have tons of, this was Bondi Beach. We have most of this still left. I placed we're out of the Shark Island or Shark something. I placed an order for some refills in a new color. And of course, I didn't order this one because we weren't out of it yet. So,
Silly you.
But I'm super tempted to bring in the solids of this too, down the road. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's decent. I will say I was crocheting this with one of our Dreams crochet hooks, which is super pointy on the end and on the hook, and it was sometimes catching one of the plies of this. Like, I felt like the plies of this weren't staying like super crazy twisted, but that's not the point of it. The more robust the twist, the tighter the twist on a yarn, especially a cotton, the less soft it's going to feel, which could make it more utilitarian, right? But it won't feel like this. This is both somewhat utilitarian and soft because it's got a lot of plies and it's twisted, but it's not super tightly twisted. And we have the Cascade Nifty cotton right now, and it's lovely, and it's about the same thickness as this, and it's probably got the same twist on it. I'm gonna look at that later today. But the Coastal cotton, if we brought it in, would match with this well. The color palette might go with this well. And as you were saying this weekend, we wouldn't have to wind it for people, or people wouldn't have to wind it. Because
I'm always looking for not having to wind.
I don't know if the Coastal cotton comes in as tightly, like, balled up bullets as this, but it's kind of the same tubular thing. Like little torpedoes. I don't know why we're using all this like bullets and torpedoes and roar, but
it looks like a giant Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, that's a better way to think about it. So these, I finished 2 projects, I think I might have finished them over the weekend, but within the week, which they were small projects. They were fun. I'm very excited to say I finished stuff. Woohoo! Because I have so many projects going. It's crazy. Okay, so let's see what else. I was trying to work on my little. They're a hot mess in here. I was trying to work on more of my little squares. This is my 3rd set of 10. I have 21 of the granny squares for the Ariana cardigan finished. My 3rd set of 10. So then when I finish these, I'll have 31. I need to get to 46, and then I need to do triangles. I'm only 2 rows in on most. I think I have 1 more left to do row 2 on. I was trying to do them outside on Saturday, and there was a strong breeze, and these are actually very lightweight. So that wasn't working because they were blowing all over the place. But something else I finished. Oh, and I told you this was going to come up on the table at some point.
It was.
These are new bags we got in from Likey. They're vegan leather. They feel like leather, but they're not real leather, which helps with the price because they're $110. But look how big it is and how much, I can fit my computer and multiple projects in here, and it's so pretty. And we don't have this color or Liz's color in stock right now. We only have 2-tone grays in stock, which are hard to reach at the moment, so we're not showing them off on camera. But I have more coming in.
Yes.
Liz is 2 tones of burgundy, merlot, yummy darkness, and I really like the green on the bottom of this one. And then the gray ones are super
it's like gray and black.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's like when we talk about off black, we have the light gray and the dark gray. I guess maybe it's black. Oh, it kind of is black. Never mind. Maybe I need to rewrite the description because I called them online light and dark gray. So never mind. But there's a couple of pockets inside.
It's because you were so obsessed with the colors of yours, you didn't look at the other color.
I really like this bag. It's my new computer bag, too. So I can put my computer and the cords in and fit a couple of small projects. It, consolidates. Because right now my computer bag hangs out behind the counter and it's in the way and I trip on it. But if this is a project bag, too, I can carry around with me outside in the shop.
I took everything for jury duty that I wanted
in one of these?
In mine.
So we don't know how long they're going to stay in stock with our supplier, but we have more coming in this week. We won't have quite so many of the burgundy. I was trying to get at least 3 of each color in stock, but then we sold more last week. We'll have 2. That's still good. We might be able to do pre-orders as long as my supplier has them in stock. So don't go to 2 grams. Come on. Now 3. 4. Okay. Yes! I finished a pair of socks with this, with footprints, ankle socks. And I have 54 grams left, which means I can get a whole nother pair out. That might take me a year because I have so many projects going. But they're hiding underneath my other project in here. Let me see. So I finished. This one's got the ends woven in and everything. I finished. I wasn't done with this during sit and stitch. I still had another inch to go, but I busted it out that night and did the Kitchener and everything. I still need to sew the ends in. But here's my cute little I'm earrings. No.
They go with what you're wearing.
I know. Look, all the busy stuff I'm wearing. It goes. I tried them on my feet for a picture. I'm gonna try to this would be my shop sample, right? And then I make another pair so I can wear them on my feet, because the ones that go on my feet I don't really want to have hanging around the shop for people to pick up and be like, ooh, because they've been on my feet. My feet are not horrible and icky, but they're feet, so But straight up, this is the Copeland pattern from the Ready Set Sock book, which I think we have 1 copy of left in the shop. I need to order some more. But it's nothing fancy. It's 2x2 ribbing at the top. Nothing fancy going on because the yarn is so busy. These will be great for if you want full cuff socks. I'm a size 7, if that helps. These are 9-inch length from heel to toe. I could make. I like that this is wool and cotton blend, So I'm thinking summer socks, because I wear socks year round, because I like to wear shoes on my feet that are comfy, which means socks. Because flip-flops and things like that are like standing on my feet all day. I can't do it. And also, when I don't wear socks, I feel like my feet could get a little smelly, and I don't like that either. So
I would also say that if you have a favorite sock pattern, just make cuffs go straight into the heels.
This is like a 2.5 inch cuff, but you could do a 1 inch cuff even to make ankle socks and go straight into it and be totally fine. So my pièce de résistance, the last thing in here, not a finish, but a super excited, I'm having fun, and I like, it's coming out better than I thought. I started a ranunculus, because I like, oh, and I'm going to totally kill that. This top, my luminous summer top with the Vivo, has been so comfortable. Like, when it gets really hot out, I wear this with just this as a top, and it breathes, and it's better than my cotton t-shirts that don't breathe. And so I was like, I'm gonna make another one, and this one I may not be able to wear with nothing underneath, because the stitches are gonna be more open, but we'll just see what happens. Since I wanted to make another top with the same yarn, I'm like, first of all, I'm gonna pick a different color. That's kind of fun. This is the Twilight, and I just thought there's a lot of color variety in here, but it's very different than this one. It's one of our newer ones. And then I was like, I don't have a true summer ranunculus, and the ranunculus is the pattern that has brought me fame and not necessarily fortune, but fame on on my other YouTube channel, the Tips and Tricks channel. And like, it seems to have helped a lot of people. So I was like, it makes sense to make some more ranunculi, you know? I had someone who asked a question. I still need to get back to them about making help videos for like the Andrea Mowry Rhinebeck sweater, or like, could I do it for that, or this, or the other. I get requests all the time for other patterns, because the ranunculus one helped them so much, and there's so many hurdles to that. The ranunculus we did because we were doing an knit-along, and I'm probably not going to do one on the Rhinebeck sweater. It's gorgeous, but I have so many projects on needles, and especially if designers already have videos, or I try to seek permission. I didn't really with the ranunculus, but I was really, really careful about, this is not replacing the pattern. And since then, I try to seek out the designers. And some designers, especially if they're already English speaking and have their own videos, I'm not going to like, you know. So at this point, I'm not making as in-depth videos on those. Like, people still like the pressed flowers ones, and I didn't do quite as intense of a series. I just made some help videos for that. So anyway, long story long, like, it's coming out so pretty.
It is.
Look at that. Like, I actually am flying through the pattern part at the top, because that's the one for me that's the most fun. So like, look at that. That's gonna be so pretty. Like that little pop of like the orangey yellow in there.
I love the lavendery pink.
The lavendery pink just happened to fall where the pearl and slip with yarn in front happened. Like, it looks like I did color changes on purpose again, but I didn't. I just let it happen. The kind of brown to blue happened in the middle of the flowers, so the flowers aren't all one color, but it still looks pretty cool. It's probably, it is really neat that this part, the lavendery pink, just hit in one little patch, and it's gonna come up again. I'm already noticing that the colors kind of go in the same order, but not really. Like there's different thicknesses to different spots. But I think this is going to be so pretty. I just started at the outside of one of the balls, and I'm going with it. And then I'm hoping to do, like, the very first one I did was short sleeve. Like, you just bind off its sleeve separation. And I made it the torso, like the cropped length. But I made it out of a more fall winter yarn. It's out of the Alba. And so I'm really excited to have one that might be a short overlayer that I can wear in the summer. And let's see if it's going to be one that I'm wearing, if I feel comfortable not putting anything underneath, I'm probably going to make it longer. I might just go until I run out of my second skein. If it's something I have to wear, like a tank or a cami underneath, I may make it cropped so it breathes a little better. I don't know. I'm still pondering that. But that's the fun of this pattern, is like every time you make it, especially in a different yarn, like I can recognize most ranunculi that other people have knit at 10 paces because of the work at the top is recognizable. Yet each one is unique. So I feel like I want to make it out of like every yarn I can in the shop, because it's fun to do again for me, not for everybody. Some people it's one and done, and that's fine. And it looks different. Like even when you do it in less expensive yarns or more expensive yarns, it still looks cool, in my opinion. Every single ranunculus I've ever seen looks amazing. Yeah. So I don't want to fall into the rut of only doing ranunculi, which if that's your jam, it's like people who only make socks. That's fantastic. But I really do feel like I could have an entire wardrobe. Like I could make it one out of the coastal cotton. I could make one like every year. It's like you were for a while.
I have 5 of them still on needles, and I probably made, I don't know, 4 to 7 of them.
Right, and for both the ranunculus and the papillon for a while, like, you would see a yarn and be like, ooh.
Yeah, what's this going to do?
And I'm kind of feeling that way about all the yarns between lace weight, which we only have 1 or 2 in the shop, really only 1, and worsted weight. I'm just like, ooh, I could try this. Ooh, I could try, but I still need to be working on a couple of other things for the people who don't want to make a ranunculus. Have some inspirational ideas for those people too. And then I love all the people who come into the shop who have their own inspirational ideas. Yes, because then I don't have to do it. So, but okay, we need to go. We've been going for about half an hour, and we're already down to like the shop opening in like 10 minutes. However that happened, I don't know. I have a lesson coming too, and she sometimes comes early. So, we will see y'all tomorrow. Where I already have thoughts about what we'll advertise tomorrow. We might have a plan. We might not. We might change the plan. But tonight we have Sit and Stitch online from 7 to 9 p.m. on Zoom, and you can get in with the shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
And that 7 to 9 is Eastern U.S. time. So I can't wait to work on this a little more.
There's so
many things. I finished so many things. And there's so many things to work on. And you did 3 more inches just while...
Yeah.
That's what's nice about short rows and big needles. So.
Yep.
And a reminder, again, that we won't be filming on Thursday. We'll be filming on Friday. But we'll still try to get you 3 episodes this week. So, like, subscribe.
Ring the bell, all the fun stuff.
I didn't want to steal her entire line. We are pushing towards 1590. We're not there yet, but this keeps growing, which is really good. If you'd like to support the work we do in any financial way, other than buying yarn, you can go over to patreon.com/sundragon. That's what it is.
If you have a question for probably next week.
We have a stockpile of questions.
I got
now.
like 5 right now.
We had none last week, and now we have a stockpile of questions.
Yeah.
But you can email
Liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
Okay. We're gonna go open the shop now and plan for the day, and we'll take it as it comes, right? Okay. I'm looking for my mask. I bet it's over there. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.